So today we are talking about having a practice declaration or a practice statement, having a statement that you share and broadcast and post and put everywhere so that there's no question about who you are and what you do, what you don't do, how you serve, what makes you unique. I'm going to be talking about this for the next 5 minutes or so. And if you are a wellness practitioner who's looking for focus to build your practice, stay with me, okay? The first thing I'm going to say, just to do my homework, is if you're watching me on YouTube, make sure you hit the bell so that you get an alert every time I go live, and be sure to follow me if you're not already. Okay, so let's get into it. What is a practice declaration system and why do we need it? So here's the thing. I see wellness practitioners come into the staffless practice community all the time who it's like they are spinning their wheels in so many different directions and they need a grounding point. They need something to be anchoring them down. Last week, we talked all about core values. We talked about personal core values and practice core values. And yes, your personal and practice core values become your anchors. They become your reflection point that you constantly bounce back to when you're making decisions or big choices about the practice and your life, quite frankly. Your practice declaration is simply all of your core values married together into one statement to share with the world about who you are and what you do and what makes you unique in your world. So basically, here's what we do. We take our core values. So let's say that the core values of my practice are authenticity, abundance, connection, and fun. Okay, then I need to create a sentence about each one of those values. So authenticity, I would say something like, each one of our actions and systems is based on authenticity. Fun, we make sure that we have a practice that's fun-filled. Chiropractic would definitely be in there too because I value it so dearly. Connection, we seek real connection with each one of our clients. So I would take all of those statements, short statements, concise statements, take all of the fluffy words out. We have a tendency to want to write, I certainly do, want to write the way that I speak. And when it comes to having a statement that's clear and concise, it's not about writing the way that I speak. It's not about all of the words and all of the rainbows and all of the unicorns being in this statement. No, it needs to be clear. It needs to be concise so that it's truly a declaration of who you are and what you do and perhaps what you don't do. So why do we need it? Because we have a tendency to have all of these different spinning plates going at any given time, especially if we're running a practice without staff, we need that anchor. We need to consistently have a tool to reflect back on or check in with to know, is this a good decision to move my wheelhouse forward? Is this decision going to give me a big step back? Which direction is it going to take me in? That's thing number one. Thing number two is it gives you clarity with your branding, with your messaging to your community. If you're new in practice and or you don't have staff to manage things and or you only have staff who does what they're truly great at doing, you need to be as clear as possible with the stuff that you're putting out there. If you have a clear statement about what your practice does and how they do it, there's not going to be any question marks. Like, oh, that's Dr. Jody. She serves gentle whole family care since 2001. Right? Or, oh, that's Dr. John, and he abundantly expresses joy in all of the things that he does through quality physical therapy. So you want to make sure you're including each one of your values. You want to make sure you're sewing them together. If you're in my Joy-Filled Practice group, and I hope that you guys are by now, it certainly is filling. On Friday, we're taking a deep dive into creating your practice statement or your practice declaration. So go ahead, if you're not already in that group, go ahead and join us at joyfilledpractice.com. And this whole concept of a practice statement is on the top 10 list that we just shared with the world. So the top 10 list is like, what are the 10 things you need to do to grow your practice? And this is totally free for you. So the way that you're going to grab this is you're going to go to stafflesspractice.com/tips, stafflesspractice.com/tips, and you can grab the 10 things that you need to do to push your practice forward, get well ahead of the game. I'm just scrolling through it right now so that you guys can see. And I did do a live on Mother's Day for the practice tips. So just to recap, let me just get rid of this. I tend to have too many things going on my screen. Just to recap, you want to have a practice statement, which is the same thing as a mission statement. It's the same thing as a declaration statement, to make it really clear with the world who you are, what you do, and what makes your practice unique. As long as you have that statement, you're going to have a focal point that you can consistently touch base with as your wheels are spinning, because your wheels are going to spin. Because we're wearing all of these different hats, right? And one of the hats is, as a wellness practitioner, I have a bunch of different hats that I have on at any given time. And if I have to make a decision for the practice, I can look right at my practice statement and know, yes, that's a good move for me. No, it's not a good move for me right now. Okay, let me know if you guys have any questions. I hope that this was helpful information for you, and we'll talk soon.